Guys, Fauci served last 8 presidents, was there? 6 presidents?
6.
Last 6 presidents,
Yeah,
at least, he served as top of his field. If Trump doesn't go for the person's top of his field in a national crisis, in a part where he's not sure and the cabinet not sure, he's got to do that.
Let's talk about facts.
If you want to have intellectual discussions.
Spiritually oriented, very beautiful farm.
Who you are beyond the personality.
I'm a human being, same as you. Be who you are.
But to answer your question,
What is really going on? And let's get into this.
And what is happening, Wirgo Waters? Welcome to the wonderful world of Wirgo, the place where we get asked what is really going on. And today we're doing a review, and it's by myself, Carl, and
Alyssa.
Tell me what we're reviewing today, babe.
We are reviewing the Officer Tatum, Megyn Kelly presses Donald Trump on making Dr. Fauci a star.
Okay, guys. Just gonna quick explain a moment. Me and Alyssa have changed our timings on when we're recording. We now record. It's like 7 o'clock, 7:15 in the morning. Yeah. So it's 6:50 a.m. roughly. Yeah. UK. Is it still summertime? It is, isn't it? Standard summertime. Yeah.
Yeah, it's 26th of September. I think it's turning autumn, I believe.
Yeah.
Maybe wrong there, but.
So guys, we're doing things in the morning. We're a little bit tired. We've been hitting the black coffee. And what it is, we've got to start organising lots of different things now because we're building studios and stuff like that. So doing in the morning probably with the reviews is going to be best, and especially how we're going to be hitting the road and seeing those college students soon, see what they think of some of the stuff we talk about and more. Now, what we're talking about today is, like Alyssa said, was Megyn Kelly. Now, Megyn Kelly, I think she's got the Megyn Kelly show, isn't it, in America? Mm-hmm. Yeah, something like that. And isn't that like right wing? They call it like a right wing type of
I haven't
thing?
watched much of Megyn Kelly. I don't know what side she's on, to be honest.
I'm sure
I
it's
have no idea.
I don't know. And she presses Donald Trump on making Dr. Fauci a star or something, isn't it? I don't like what they've done here because it's really false. It's really false what they're saying here. And I can't believe Brandon Tatum haven't seen this because we looked at this morning, that's why we won't call it reaction. We looked this morning, so we've got to do this, didn't we? Because we didn't agree to it. Now, yes, people will say, are you Trump fans? I'll speak for myself. I'm a Trump fan, yes. Trump says lots of weirdly crazy stuff, like me a bit. And yeah, he can be a little narcissistic and everything, but you kind of need the qualities Trump's got to be able to... If you don't understand your country as a business, we'll put that in another one for you, yeah? We'll do another one showing that. But you need someone... The guy who's running it all needs to be good at business. I don't understand why you haven't done this before. I'm pretty sure when they first started, it was like politicians weren't allowed. It was all about, they have to do a business person. But I'll have to look into that as well. Someone told me that, so I'll check that one out. Now, do you know who Dr. Fauci is, yeah? Mm-hmm. They're going Ouchie Fauci and all that. The guy that pushed COVID, lockdown restrictions and everything around America. Yeah. Now, as far as I was aware, under Trump... he was kept on a leash, but then under the Biden administration, the leash was taken off him, and that's why everything went incredibly bad for all the residents and stuff, like the rest of the world. Like they were starting to get similar lockdown things as we all were. You know what I mean? Look how bad it was for us. I mean, remember the time saying we wish Trump was over here, stopping the things from doing this to us. Like at the time, we wish Trump was over here because we could see Fauci moving his mouth, and every time he moved his mouth in the wrong direction, Trump would come in and go, nah. And that's what it seemed like. And we was calling out for people over here to do something like that for us. So at the time, I thought it was great. I don't think this is about that, and we're going to get that into it. So I'm going to start by saying that I'm not happy with what I saw from Brandon Tatum here, in the sense that I think he's incorrect. And he doesn't mind people disagreeing with him, but I'm going to show how he has a little bit of Trump derangement syndrome. Here I am. Although I don't really believe that. He's a big Trump fan, and he's voting for Trump. He loves Trump. But... he, like myself, has to admit when he sees things where Trump does things that are crazy, same as we do with any leader or anybody like that. What do you think of Dr. Fauci? What do you know about Dr. Fauci? Anything at all? I know you're not into all this. Remember, guys, this is my learning experience. Lissa's learning experience as well, but we put this on for myself, and Lissa's coming along to help me. She's my darling wife and carer, and she looks after me, bless. What about the Officer Tatum then? Do you want to tell everybody about the Officer Tatum, our journey Officer Tatum at all, just before we go into this a little bit?
Well, just him in general as a person.
Just what do you think of the Officer Tatum? Your personal opinions?
Yeah, he's awesome. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Do you think that he speaks a lot of sense sometimes?
Sometimes, but then like he's Christian, but I don't think he's Christian in some areas. on certain subjects.
I know what you mean by that.
So he's a bit double-minded.
I think a lot of Christians like that personally myself. That's not an attack. That's just something
That's
I
just
see.
my observation. I mean,
We
no
could be
personal
incorrect.
attack.
Guys. We could be incorrect. This is just what we're seeing. We're going to get that. We have great shows coming up. We're talking with the churches and then going outside the churches and talk to Christians about my beliefs in God and things like that and see where we go. Guys, that is going to be funny for most of you because you're going to see Christians squirm. That's how they look at it, guys, for those who are thinking, well, that's how they look at it. But for the rest of you, I might educate you on things. And some of you might want to just come on and question me and debate me. And we're going to open forums up for that for people, aren't we? To actually live come on and debate us and things like that and certain things. And on a lot of areas. That's all coming soon, guys. We've got ideas working in process. Right, so we want to get into this, guys, right, because we had a bit of a waffle now, and I want to make sure that Alyssa gets to speak a lot more, but in the morning she's even less talkative, so it's like, I want them on, and I'm more talkative. So, should we just...
Opposites attract?
Yeah, opposites attract, yeah. So get into this one then, yeah, and just see what... He's the gentleman said, let's get into this. All right, so come on in, Brandon. Tell us what you got on your mind, bud.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna play a clip real quick. And I'm going to tell you why I don't like his response. I didn't like his response on Hugh Hewitt's show, and I don't like his response with Megyn Kelly. First of all, shout out to Megyn Kelly for
that first show. I didn't see that one. We might have to look at that one. All right, guys, we're talking about the Megyn Kelly response, not the other gentleman he meant, because this is all on Megyn Kelly. So whatever that show is, we still need to look at that. So please, let's ignore that for a moment because we haven't seen it, okay?
Actually asking him tough questions. People be throwing Trump softballs all the time, which I love him. I'm going to vote for him. But at some point, we got to get to the bottom of it, and you can't just throw softballs to our own side. We need to get some real answers here. So I'm going to play the clip from Trump, and if you're a forever Trumper, see, I don't like the never Trumpers and forever Trumpers. It's like you can still love the man, but you got to be able to criticize. You got to be able to call it for what it is. I don't like his response here. He has my vote. I'm voting for him in the midterms unless he dies or something.
Do you agree, Brandon, there that... I want to have a think a minute. I'll just see what you... do you agree, Brandon, that on that point, though, that you should be able to criticise people, and that doesn't mean you don't like them anymore. It means that, wait a minute, I'm not completely... I need to be able to criticise that. Agree with that, yeah? Yeah, 100%. Guys, you should always be able to do that. If you don't, guess what that's called? Idolization! Right, you're literally idolizing the person. That's what idolizing means. It means believing that thing or person cannot do wrong. That's why people idolize their gods, idolize their heroes. And it's like the craziest thing. And what it does, it presents an illness in your mind. You can't say anything other than it. Have you ever idolized someone in your life?
Yes.
Can you name someone right now that you, off the top of your head, that you think, yeah, I definitely...
Jason Donovan.
You used to think Jason Donovan couldn't do no wrong. Or was it like I see. Oh yeah. I have to get a Technicolor Dreamcoat now, babe. But yeah, would you say like if like someone like Gary Barlow came on said you got to vote for Trump, you would have said I'm voting for Trump.
Yeah, what he says goes.
Yeah, idolization, guys. So people do this. Don't idolize the people, otherwise you just turn them into false prophets, and then things go wrong then. And you create a barrier between you and others that don't idolize your guy. You want to try and create as much similarities as possible, I think. Right, so, moving off authority, guys. I just wanted to ask Alyssa's point on that, and yeah, I agree with it. Write down below what you think, guys. Do you feel we should, be able to criticize the people we're supporting, the people in charge, and be able to have your freedom to say what you believe is happening? Don't forget now, they have the freedom to tell you, no, you're tough. It's X, Y, and Z. This is the math. Prove us wrong. And then you've got to go and prove it. But like you can make your opinions and suggestions. But I think if you can't back your opinion up with a theory and someone else can, you should either back down until you've got a better theory, or you should actually listen. That's what I mean. There's a difference between opinions and theories.
Not the midterm, but the primary, and I'm gonna vote for him in the general. As it stands right now, he has my vote. But I don't like his response because it is not truthful.
Ooh. So he's the jury now. He didn't say, I don't think he's truthful. He said he is not truthful. It's highly narcissistic, isn't it? Saying what it is. How do you know what it is? It might be truthful to me. It might be truthful to someone else. Hell, Trump fans out there might be saying, sorry, Brandon, I don't agree with you. I think he is being truthful. Where's the evidence he's not being truthful? I bet he doesn't provide any evidence he's not being truthful. What's the bet that happens? He's going to do what the left do now. He's not being truthful, but I'm not going to prove it. I'm just going to say, I don't agree with his statement, therefore he's not being truthful. Well, that's just you not agreeing with his statement, Brandon. How is this any different to what the left does? I don't understand this. Play on. Well, do you agree with that? That he's telling us, not suggesting it?
He shouldn't be telling.
No, he should be saying, I don't believe Trump is truthful. Tell me what you think. In my opinion, yeah. Man, he does often do that.
He does, but I don't know what's the matter with him today.
Yeah, I don't know what's the matter with him today.
Weird.
What did you say earlier on? About travelling or something?
Yeah, well, he's travelling an awful lot, and obviously he still needs to get the content out there, and he pretty much puts out about 3 videos a day.
He is
roughly.
a beast. He's a beast.
He's beasting it out, and I mean, the man, fair play to him, round of applause.
Brandon, just like you're saying with Trump here, we love you. We love you to bits, buddy. We wish we could do more. We're actually making designs for you at the moment, preparing designs for your shop, your merch shop, to give you all these designs to go on. Free of charge, brother. We don't want anything. We just want your friendship. That's it.
Support.
I would like a friendship in Christ with you. I'd like to have a chat with you now and again about these kind of things. Your language is only thing for me that separates you from the divinity of God. It's because sometimes your language is a little bit ignorant to me. But could be incorrect. We can always discuss this. But I'm pointing out why I think your language is incorrect. Would you say we do now, yeah?
Yeah.
Have you
Sorry, yeah, it's just, yeah.
Oh,
it's okay. It's because I was trying to think at the end of what I was just about to say. Oh, he's travelling. Yeah, he's travelling an awful lot at the moment. So I'm thinking, I'm just making an assumption. I shouldn't do that, I know. But he is travelling an awful lot at the moment. And I'm thinking, still need to get my content out there. Oh, that story sounds good. Bang, get that out there. But he's not actually thinking about it. So he's rushing it, and I think, he's making a lot of mistakes in this one, I think. Yeah, sorry, Brandon.
Brandon, you see what my wife is doing here? She's saying that she could be incorrect, and she thinks this is what it is. She isn't saying you are, like you just did to Trump.
Yeah.
Please, brother, just change that. And I know you do it a lot.
Yeah.
And I know, like Alyssa, I think what you just said is actually right. He's out there, he might be tired, could be a lot of things. And I'm looking at good faith guys, right? I'm not necessarily a Christian, but that's how you would understand me. So I'm going to just say I'm a Christian, right? And Brandon is as well. So I got to see this in good faith. And my brother in arms here, he's going to agree with me. Thank you. He's hopefully going to say thanks for seeing this in good faith and pointing out that I could be tired, all these things, right? I could be just wanting up his content. It is coming election season, so they do up these kind of things now, get a little bit rigs and they like sort of thing.
Man cannot admit that he was wrong about this, and that to me is a problematic sign of narcissism to a certain degree. I
want to point this out now, Eddie. It's because I knew he was going to say, sorry guys, I have to point this out. Oh God. This man has just got it completely in reverse as far as I believe, and the way I understand narcissistic behaviour. You see, Trump is defending something he believed at the time was correct, and people are trying to put him in a position to say, in hindsight, you shouldn't do that. They're horrific things to do. Even in the Bible, it says not to do that, and I'll point it out. I'll have to find the verse to put it up on you if I remember, yeah? So Brandon can look at it and go, actually, yeah, Carl's correct. All right? If I'm not, I'm not. I'm always happy with not being correct, guys, because I know you guys will correct me. It's still going blurry. Guys, we're really sorry about this camera. We are going to sort it. We're just blowing our minds why it keeps going blurry. Should I give the camera screen a wipe or something?
Maybe take it off record and give it a little wipe with a soft cloth or something.
Guys, stay there.
Back in a sec.
Watch your eyes. Watch your eyes. Sorry, didn't mean to poke you in them. Go in, man. Read. Oh, sorry, I just bust my wife's knee open. Sorry, baby. They go, look, he's abusing his wife. Sorry, sweetie. Okay, yeah. Right, got it. We're going to keep going, guys. We're going to keep going because this is what I think people love. Is this all this kind of
real?
Yeah, real. So, guys, where we got to is he was just saying Trump is narcissistic. He thinks he can't admit he's incorrect or you're wrong. But that is assuming you're correct, Brandon, in saying he's incorrect and he's wrong. I didn't think he was wrong in what he said. So you don't speak for me. So you're subjectively saying this, but you're saying in an objective manner, which makes the narcissistic part on you, friend. You're saying, I'm right, he's wrong. He was incorrect. And because he can't accept it, he's a narcissist. Or he's being narcissistical, because he's not really saying he's a narcissist. I do that mistake all the time, and I say narcissistic. People say, you call me a narcissist. No, I'm saying you're narcissistical. It doesn't mean you're a narcissist. No, but you can be narcissistical. That's easy to do. Even empathic people can be that, because we have it in us.
You need that to have the balance.
Yes. But no, And we probably shouldn't go on to that right now. It's so sidetracking in the morning. So, guys, this is what I'm saying to you. It seems to me like Brandon is the narcissist here. That's what it seems like to me. You guys correct me if I'm wrong. When I hear Trump in a minute, he's just giving his opinion on things. But he's saying, no, you've got to admit you're wrong. But like, what if he doesn't believe he's wrong? Why must he admit he's wrong if he doesn't believe that? But Brandon's saying, you've got to. That seems the narcissistic part to me. But who knows? I could be incorrect.
I love the guy. I have to say that 100 times because people get in their feelings about it. But this ain't cool. This right.
We don't think that, by the way. We know he loves the guy. Right? We don't believe that, Brandon. We are in our feelings and our facts at all times. Right? So we can see both sides. We can see where people are going to feel upset about this because they don't see the same thing, and you're telling them. You're not suggesting and asking their opinions. You're telling them.
Yeah.
Right? And if you don't believe it, listen to it back. It feels like that to me. It feels like he's telling me, right? Yeah. I don't want you to tell me, Brandon. I want you to make suggestions, tell me what you think, and then we all work on this together. When you start telling us, dictatorship.
Yeah.
That's what it means, dictatorship to me. You're being a dictator, yeah? And you go, no, I'm just giving my opinion. I'm just giving my opinion. Yeah, and I'm going, okay, brother, you're giving your opinion. Your opinion is dictatorship and narcissistic to me. And I can tell you why that is, which I started to have and still will. Anything you want to add, Dan, baby?
No.
Right here need to change. You ain't going to win the people that kind of want to like you. You're never going to win them if you can't be honest.
First of all, you don't know that because you have no idea what these people are thinking. You should say, I don't believe these people will believe that because of the X, Y, and Z. Again, you would narcissistic behavior, smacking his hand down, trying to run the point home. He's got to be tired. This is not the Brandon I really know. He's really. This is strange. This is not the Brandon we normally watch, and I hope he doesn't continue down this route because it's not a nice colour on him.
No,
I shouldn't say that really. We say that a lot around here, don't we? Yeah. So that guy is I can't help saying that's not a nice colour on you, but Americans see that weird, don't they? What we mean by that, guys, we say envy is not a nice colour on you, anger is not a nice colour on you. We say that, that's part of our culture, well, part of my culture anyway. It's not, so we link colours with emotions and say that's not good on you. So that's all that means. Okay, for those going, what do you mean not a nice colour? In fact, I'd rather have that colour skin. My skin come out.
I know, right? Jealous much?
People say you're about to be white. I'm like, I'm not white. I'm just saying my actually, I love my skin. I love my colour. It's beautiful. I don't say that. I love that. I just sometimes I go, I look at someone with Brandon's skin. I go, wow, that's a good-looking man. Nice skin. Why does it turn out I go ADHD is going off? Carry on, car, quick. We're gonna have to trim this one down. I don't have to apologise this time.
No.
Roll the clip.
You've been saying that the reason you didn't fire Anthony Fauci was because he'd been there for a long time, that you would have taken heat, that it would have created a firestorm.
That would have happened. I can show you how that would have happened. In fact, I can go into it. I'm going to add the how Fauci... guys, Fauci... last 8 presidents, was there? 6 presidents?
6.
Last 6 presidents, at least, he served as top of his field. If Trump doesn't go for the person's top of his field in a national crisis, in a part where he's not sure and the cabinet not sure, he's got to do that.
Dr. Anthony Fauci.
Straight to Dr. Anthony Fauci. We are lucky to have you. Dr. Anthony Fauci is one of the most influential figures in the nation when it comes to the coronavirus.
We will see more cases, and things will get worse than they are right now.
Fauci, an immunologist, is a top advisor to the White House and the Department of Health and Human Services.
So the question arises, is the mitigation working?
He's often the one you see on TV during press conferences as a member of the administration's coronavirus task force. He was recently voted the most trusted leader in America on the coronavirus in a Business Insider poll. But how did Fauci become one of the most respected disease experts in the country? Born in Brooklyn in 1940, Fauci was no stranger to health and medicine, spending time assisting his parents in the pharmacy they owned. And at 79 years old, he has had a long medical career. It kicked off when he graduated at the top of his class from Cornell University Medical College in 1966. He completed a residency at the New York Hospital Cornell Medical Center. He was appointed director of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases in 1984, a position he still holds today. His role as a top advisor for the government on health concerns has spanned 6 presidents and is focused on research for a multitude of viruses and illnesses, including HIV, AIDS, SARS, Zika, Ebola, tuberculosis, and malaria. In 2008, he received the Presidential Medal of Freedom from George W. Bush. He now spends his days briefing reporters and advising the president and vice president, while continuing to do additional work as the director of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases. He's long been known for his extreme work ethic, and he certainly hasn't slowed down while working on the coronavirus pandemic. Fauci's increase in popularity hasn't come without concern. He now has increased personal security because of a growing number of death threats he's received, according to CNN. As Fauci continues to advise Trump and appear on press briefings, he sometimes will step in front of Trump to add clarification to the president's statements, including comments he has made on hydroxychloroquine as a potential treatment for COVID-19.
That's something that is now being looked at, but we don't have any data to be able to say that definitively. But I hope they use it because I'll tell you what do you have to lose?
Yet Fauci has held firm that he speaks out of his own discretion, and that might be why he's become so popular.
Are you doing this voluntarily?
I'm doing it. Everything I do is voluntarily, please.
He's got to go there. The least Trump did was rein it all in, like we said, wasn't it?
Yeah. Quoting your words. Then for the first time
Well,
in May...
I also said I didn't listen to him too much.
I'm getting there. But then in May...
Yeah, see? He said, I didn't listen to him too much, but like, he was the top guy. I'd put him in charge. I can't wait to see what Brandon says about this, because I kind of remember what he says, but like I had a point about that as well.
Hey, you started saying, well, he's a civil servant, so I couldn't technically. The truth is, though, not only did you not fire Fauci, who is loathed by many, millions of Republicans in particular, but also some Democrats.
By the way,
you made him...
Yes, but it's the opposite as well. See how Megyn doesn't say that, guys? Look, guys, like Brandon said, I'll call it out. Megyn does not turn around and go, but he was loved by many Democrats and loved by some Republicans. The exact opposite of what she said is also true, but they only give you one half. Just do the reverse. Do the math reverse. Say, okay, if many, because she didn't say all, she had many Republicans loathed him, and some Democrats. Put that some and many together, you get the whole. Well, roughly in the way we're talking about. Yeah, it doesn't have to be precise. I'm just saying, right? But the other way around would have to be true for this to be right, correct? For this to mathematically be right, for many Republicans to loathe him, not all, some would have to love him. And if some Democrats loathe him, then that meant many of them loved him. You see, you can't have opposite. You can't have a positive or negative, guys. Equal. I forgot to say it now, but you guys kind of know what I mean. She's not mentioning this. She's tricking you. She tricked Brandon anyway. Silly suicide.
The star. You made him a star. This is the criticism of you. That you made him the face of the White House coronavirus task
You think so?
force. That he was out at every presser. That he was running herd for the administration on COVID. And that you actually gave him a presidential commendation before you left office. Wouldn't you like a do-over on that?
I don't know who gave him the commendation. I really don't know who gave him the commendation.
Presidential commendation. One went out to Mark
Somebody
Kelly,
probably handed him a
So the president's commendation isn't always handed to you by the president then? Or awarded by the president? We'll have to check that out, because that seems... If it's not, then could be telling the truth. But if he has to sign off on it, or any chance, anything like that, and it's Fauci, then Trump could be telling a fibby-wibby here, or just mistaking it, or they can't remember doing it, but doubtful. It's Fauci. We'll have to look into that one. The guys will have to put a pin in that one, but that's not what this whole thing is about. Did we just catch Trump in a lie? See if we find out. We're not trying to catch Trump in a lie, guys. We're just saying, did we? We're honest people, not dishonest, regardless of where. And we're fans of Trump. In fact, in this race, even though we can't vote, we're going to be supporting Trump and Vivek. Vivek, like cake car. Damn it. Sorry. Right, Trump and Vivek. Right, I do want Trump to have his 4 years. No matter how much, even if Vivek impresses me more than Trump, I feel, my heart feels that Trump is the better suit for the people right now because of what has happened. And Vivek at top, I don't know if it caused problems.
I'm not even saying Vivek haven't got the balls to do it, like, because it's...
No, I think he should go for it. Vivek should go for it, definitely, 100%.
Definitely.
Because I tell you what will happen is, it'll make Trump work harder. And he doesn't seem to dislike Vivek at the moment.
No.
Accommodation, he probably... But let me just tell you about Fauci. Fauci was very important in the Biden administration, much less important. If you know, he didn't want to stop China. He wanted to let...
I also got to say, we said that Trump didn't make him a superstar and all that. And I think it's mentioned that Trump does. He does a lot. I remember him doing a lot. He used to rein Fauci in all the time. Like, disagree with him or something like that. But I'm sure he mentioned he did give the power to the states when Fauci wanted to go down. No. But did you notice when the Democrats got in party, that quickly changed and Fauci was given godlike powers. And they backed him all the way. Pretty much backed everything he said almost. As far as I remember anyway. Correct me, guys, if I'm incorrect. I don't know that much about this incident. I'm only telling you from my subjective experience, okay? But that's the way it seemed to me. Like, he was, you know, he was given so much power by the Democratic Party, but they say, well, the rise was with you. But I say, yeah, I get that, but how can you say the rise of fame was with me? You know, here's the leader of all the disease things. A world crisis is going on. All other countries are like completely locked down, and their doctors were saying the same things as Fauci. Exactly the same things as Fauci. So when Fauci's saying the same things to you, and he's the top advisor, you're going to go for him. And you know that the Democrats are going to listen to him, and the Republicans are going to listen to Trump. That's a unity, even though I think they unified and worked together, and they had a sort of Democratic person and a Republican sort of go in together. And then when the Democrats came, it was all Democratic.
Yeah.
I think what their argument is, or Republicans are trying to say, no, you should have been all for the Republican. Guys, I think there's got to be a bit of bipartisan here. There has to be bipartisan. You must see that in a national emergency. There must be some bipartisan. Yeah. Surely, all right, maybe I'm incorrect, but that's the way I see it. That it should be. I believe it should be anyway. Right, come on, let's see what else.
Let everyone come in from China. I stopped it. I overrode it. I overrode many of the things he did. He was much less important to me. Now, with that all being said, he's been there for years. He was respected. He lost a lot of the respect because of COVID, but he was respected. And
do you agree with that so far? I think
they painted him in a bad light, didn't they, when COVID came into fruition?
They painted everybody in a bad light, babe. They painted everybody. Let's not give... Trump doesn't... I know he's trying. I know what he's saying. You are correct. Trump doesn't need these little licks, right? He's a big, tough boy, right? Many people were painted in a bad light. Many people. What he just said there was, you know, he was very respected, top of his thing. I had to bring him in. Of course he did. If he didn't, there would still be so many questions.
I mean, the guy...
So many questions. He would have had even more blame for everything if he didn't bring the top guy in. Yeah. Now I'm going to bring in one of my guys. Oh, he would probably been impeached for that.
Fauci, I mean, you even said that Fauci carried his parents and that, didn't it, in regards to the pharmaceutical sort of like... Didn't they say something like it was like with the parents and all that?
Oh, I did.
Yeah, so I have to revisit that again, but yeah, that was interesting.
Right, anyway, guys, I don't technically think anything he said so far is incorrect, and I think he's done everything correct. Yeah. To a degree, I think. I don't know much about it, but from what I'm seeing, I can't see the error or mistake. Let's go.
On COVID, if you know what I did, I let the governors run their states, and many of the governors opened up their states. Some of them didn't. Florida, by the way, was closed.
So, bro, like you and I, let's eye to eye, man to man, man to woman, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
We need to be honest about this. Donald Trump said it would have caused a firestorm. I always felt like that was a stupid answer.
Why? He's going to do what the left do, guys. That's a stupid answer and not justify what he's saying. This is gaslighting. It's not a stupid answer. Brandon. Oh. Carl, you're getting a little narcissistic yourself here. Brandon, I can't see it being a stupid answer, and I'll tell you why I don't believe it's a stupid answer. Maybe have a look at this and see if you change your mind. If he had said, right, I'm just going to get my guy in here to agree with me, it would have been a liberal sugar storm. They would have been him trying to impeach him, everything. He doesn't care about you liberals. Having Fauci there, they listened. Because Fauci's very liberal. He's always been a liberal sort of guy. You've seen what he's like with the liberals. You could tell he's very liberal. He was trying to do liberal things. And Trump just kept him not too much liberal. If they brought a big Republican in, always agreeing with Trump, they would say, it's Vladimir Putin, look, he's just getting the ones that agree with him. It wouldn't have worked. He wouldn't have been able to unite the country to do the sounds he did. And he did. By having Fauci there, that was a united move. And that was seen by so many people that have an eye open, who have eyes to see. And say, all right, I get what you're saying. It's like a president, a Republican president or a Democratic president and the VP of the opposite party. That, to me, is beautiful and amazing. If you don't see that, then I wouldn't call you a bipartisan citizen. I'd call you a very partisan citizen. And as far as I'm concerned, then you're just one way and you're not very Christ-like. You okay, baby?
Because who cares? A firestorm amongst who? Not Republicans. We would have loved if you would have got rid of Fauci. A firestorm amongst who? Democrats, they hate you anyway. They impeached you twice.
Do you see what's happening now? He is now trying to appeal to people's emotions to get them get him on his side. He's now gaslighting people narcissistically. And what he's doing, he's saying, no, Trump, you're Republican. You should have done what the Republicans want. Screw the Democrats. They ain't going to vote for you anyway. You see, he's turning a national crisis where people were dying and things like that into a political thing. That's what he's doing. He's doing that. He said, nah, screw all half the country. Screw the most amount of people who are fearful. Even Republicans wouldn't agree with it. Even they were fearful. There was a lot of Republicans fearful. Don't get in the top advisor that all the other presidents got in and things like that. Get someone you want that agrees with you so we can get rid of Fauci. Now, did Fauci go on with the Democrats and even push even more lockdown sanctions and upset people? Yes, but the Democrats allowed that. Trump didn't allow that.
No.
He let the top advisor say his piece. He let the Democratic choice say its piece. But Trump, as a Republican, reined it in and gave and sort of like oversaw it with a Republican room. Now you have a Democratic and Republican view of this clashing with each other and giving a middle ground, which is what we want. But what you're saying, Brandon, no, screw them. They ain't going to vote for you. Screw them. We want what we want. That's so incorrect. I don't know how he's able to do that. That doesn't seem correct to me, Brandon. Anybody else think that's correct? Anybody else think, yeah, man, you should have just gone all Republican, even if you're a Trump fan. Now, just remember, if you're a Trump fan, even though I'm saying this, I'm saying what Trump did was correct, and I'm agreeing with Trump, and I think it was one of the most beautiful things he did. And whenever anybody says he wasn't unifying, say, then why did he hire Fauci? But this guy's seen it in bad faith and saying he hired Fauci, that's a mistake. And I'm like, no. In a time of unification that was needed, he did the right thing as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
And I can see the beauty in what he did, and the courage in what he did. Because think how much easier his life would have been if he'd done what you said, Brandon. You don't think he thought about it? Oh, come on now. You're a smart man. We don't need to go into that. You're a fake buddy.
You do everything you can do right. They don't give a. They hate you anyway. So firestorm with who? And then just recently, like Megyn Kelly rightfully pointed out, they're just.
All right, guys. Unfortunately, we still haven't sorted our camera out. We are getting on it, guys. We're learning more and more about it. We've got so much on, but hopefully it'll hold together for now. All right. Basically, do you know what he said then? Guys. What he did then was what I believe to be a straw man. The names I get messed up. I'm not going into it, looking for it now. But he said, Trump said, about him. Oh, what was he just saying then about making? Oh, play what he said again because we've just stopped.
He still don't need to speak on the podium.
Trump was saying about how he's a civil servant. I couldn't fire him. Yeah, or he said in the past. He didn't mean that. I can't fire a civil servant. He's a civil servant. And then he's saying, yeah, but you couldn't let him up in front. That's a completely different thing. You see, you're arguing another point, whether or not he left the civil servant come up and do his job. He's just saying he couldn't fire him, which was the question. If the question was you didn't have to let him speak so much, then that'd be a different thing. And he'd be like, yeah, really? The people want to hear from me about the medical things are going on where the doctor stands by there. No, they want to hear it from the doctor's mouth. I know he knows that half the country hated him. So in a time of panic, why would you have a person who half the country hates speak? You'd have both of them speak. And if you watch his things, they always spoke. Trump would say his bit. Fauci would come up, agree with all what Trump said, then give his opinion on things, and then Trump would come back and say, I still don't think we should go down to schools, and the governor's... And he would do his bit. So you had a liberal and... He wants it all to be Republican, one side, and I think that's a horrific point of view, Brandon, in a time like that. In a time which was done, that was a horrific point of view given. I'll die on that hill at the moment until I'm proven wrong. But I don't mind being proven incorrect. So write down below if you think I'm correct, guys, that he should have had a liberal and Republican standpoint in that time of need where the nation needed to come to. This was nothing to do with politics. No. It was to do about the nation, and the nation is both.
Unifying the nation, yeah.
I see it as a wonderful unifying thing, but this guy's obviously looking at it in bad faith and going, no, man, he went on to do some horrible things. And it's like, well, he didn't really do them then, did he? Because Trump stopped him from doing a lot of stuff. But you give him the podium, man. I said, yeah, because he was the top of his class and we needed a Democratic person. All the Democrats wanted him. I believe that's the case anyway. They wanted Fauci in it. You can't just have all your own way. You're just going to cause trouble for you. So, yeah, you would have created a massive sugar storm. So... Trump was correct as far as I'm concerned, and you're not, Brandon, but I could be incorrect. So let me know. I'm willing to learn. And if you guys, Trump supporters, think, yeah, Trump was correct in unifying the country and allowing that in, and he did he did try to protect us from as much as he can for the little information he probably had on it, because he's not a freaking doctor. And the thing is, Fauci did pretty much what every other country did, including our own. No, remember standing outside lines and things? Well, we didn't have to, because, we won't go into that right now.
He could be sitting back there in the corner somewhere giving a briefing. He don't need to talk. And you can order that he not talk to the press.
That's true. He could have done that. Right, let me ask you, baby. Let's say you're a Democrat, and the person you hate more than anyone in the world, you just want him dead, is trying to tell you how to do safety measures and things like that. Are you trusting that guy? Do you think everything he says is stupid and idiotic? You're not, are you?
No,
but if he puts on someone you respect to tell kind of like the same things as him, give his point of view, and then he gives his point of view, would you at least appreciate that someone you...
Yes.
On
And helps me see both sides as well, so I can make a rational
So
decision.
this is what I've seen. Trump give the Republicans what they wanted, in one sense. He also give the Liberals what they wanted, and because there was two sides, he was giving those in the middle what they wanted. I thought that was brilliant. What is he seeing? He's obviously seeing something different. You got to look to the Trinity, Brandon. Repent, my brother. Repent. The Trinity was in play there, and it's just because you didn't like it, because it wasn't all your way. That's the way it seems to me. The hindsight questions are just, they're lethal and not correct for me. Let's go into this.
You can order that he not talk to the press as an official person in the White House. Not everybody in the White House get to talk on behalf of the White House. That is a decision that's made by the White House.
Another fallacy there, because everybody else doesn't get to speak, doesn't mean the doctor shouldn't. These unintelligent, idiotic things you say in bad, and they don't like the word idiotic, do they? To them, that's bad, isn't it? All right, sorry. I say tup, because that's my cute word.
Safe word.
That's our safe word. Everybody's like, oh, tup. It's a bit tup to me, right, guys? I don't. Brandon's getting my top badge of the day today, and I love the guy, right? This is true.
Top badge of the day goes.
White House.
The top badge. I'm going to make that today.
Big ceremony, Brandon Tatum's face on
To allow you to be a spokesperson. Donald Trump didn't have to do that. And then,
I know, he didn't have to. Do you know what? And it kind of damaged him a little bit. But I'm glad he did, because it showed that he put his country first. That's what it showed to me.
That's so much courage.
And the country contains Democrats and Republicans, Mr. Ignorant Brandon Tatum. Brandon, I do love you. Like you, I'm trying to create a show. I'm putting on a character a little bit. I love you, bro. I really do. Just because you said something tough to me doesn't mean I just love you anymore. I just love to talk to you. We're not big enough for you to talk to us yet, but...
we will be.
We will.
He goes on and he just throws out, oh, he's more important and...
Do you agree that's another statement? If our supporters support us, soon we'll be able to confront these people to their faces.
Can you imagine them interviews?
And they will, because if we're big enough and we say something about this and say, Brandon, we need to talk, X, Y, Z, if he's big enough, he'll do it. Because if he don't, we call him out like a little girl. But we can only do that with your support, guys. Quiet. Give it a second for that to pop up. We got to start doing
in the Biden administration, and no, he wasn't. He became a superstar in the Trump administration. He became who he was in the Trump administration. That dude was on TV every single day talking.
He has a correct point and an incorrect point there. He wasn't a superstar for them. He didn't get his position for that, but COVID made him a superstar, not Trump. You see what I mean? He's blaming it on Trump when it should be COVID. Because if COVID wasn't there, Trump wouldn't need him. And Trump did need him because he was top, and all Democrats, everybody, even Republicans were pointing to him. But Brandon doesn't know this. All he sees is because it was a mistake, we need to go back and blame the person who said it was a good idea in the beginning. This is why I don't like hindsight questions. They're horrific questions. They're narcissistic, horrific questions, and they're loaded. And I don't know why he's not seeing that. You're not doing a good job of defending Trump at the moment, but as a Trump supporter, I think what you're trying to do is you're trying to look for an excuse to make you look good. You're trying to virtue signal. So all Republicans out there, and Democrats, if you're listening, especially Trump supporters, Brandon is, if anything, trying to virtue signal in bad faith. In good faith, it's possibly that he's, like we said, he's a little lagging, a little jet lag, maybe travelling. We give him that. But I'm going to give my bad faith argument now. bad faith now from what I'm seeing it possibly could be is that he's looking for an argument to show people he can do what we're doing. He can go against the people he loves if they're incorrect. And I think he saw something in you and he said, this will be a good opportunity for me to prove. I think it's more about you than about Trump. And I think you should rethink that, because Trump supporters will end up boycotting you. I don't want them to do that. I want them to give you a bit of a thrashing and say, hey, brother, listen to Gracie. He's talking sense over there. You need to do a follow-up on this and go, maybe I got this incorrect. This does look like a unifying move, and now I look more into it. Fauci was made famous really through all of them, and he was top of the game, and many people in the Democratic and Republican Party said that was a good choice, including those abroad. People abroad were taking Fauci's advice. I remember in the UK we had him on TV and all that. It's crazy that, you know, what you're missing altogether, and why this would have been an absolute storm if he had not picked Fauci. I don't even know how you can't see that, but I think it's more of an in-depth conversation. If you want it, I've got all the facts here to back it up, what I'm saying. But I could still be incorrect, guys. Facts are worthless unless you can read them correctly. Would you suggest that's true?
Can I just add as well, you know, you mentioned about boycotting.
Yes.
Rather than saying boycotting, maybe say challenge it, just question him on his theories.
Oh yeah, no, I wasn't telling people to. He says as well. He even says I might lose loads of subscribers. That's what he means, boycotting them.
Right, okay.
So I'm not telling people to boycott. I'm not saying that. I don't think you should do that. That's how can he redeem himself if you believe he's incorrect by boycotting it?
Yeah, exactly.
You're cutting your nose off to spite your face, guys. I'm sorry, don't do that for Brandon. I'm saying if you're deciding to boycott, please don't. Just challenge him. Yeah. Send him my links. Challenge him, please. Just say, yo, Brandon, don't agree with you, buddy, and this is why. And if enough of you do it, he'll hopefully go, okay, and then re-look at it and go, maybe I was incorrect here. And and then that would give him the true opportunity to show his true colours and who he was.
Definitely.
I'll always do that. When I watch this now, and many people point out, and I get like a backlash from Trump supporters going, no, Carl, he was definitely wrong and all this, and give me all the information. I will read it. Yeah. And when I see it, oh, maybe we were incorrect there, I'll present it all and tell you. So guys, please do that if we're incorrect. We want that. And so should he, and so should every YouTube influencer. And the only people that are ever going to hold these people accountable for it are you. And if you don't come crying to the YouTube. To me, saying they're all like this, Carl, they this, I'll be like, yeah, we'll challenge him, bro. I give you bro. People think I'm going on about just males, Ed, and I shouldn't say bro, should I? Bro to me just means friend, guys, everything like that. Yeah, I use it that way, so my intent is there. I got to change my language as well, because people go, bro, I'm female. I'm talking. I'm talking about you guys, right? I'm talking about everyone, right? So.
Talking nonsense. Him and Trump disagreeing on TV. He said
that was good thing. I felt
saying one thing, Trump contradicted him about something else, and I think that's where Trump lost a lot of people because they feel uncertain about his leadership strategy.
No, like you said, Democrats shouldn't start with no. That's narcissistic, Carl. You're proclaiming you know better than him. I didn't mean that. It's old habits, guys. Stop. I mean that's not how I see it. I'll ask you as well in a minute. That's not how I see it. How I see it is like this. Simply. Democrats hate him no matter what, just as you said, your words. So he didn't lose votes there. If anything, he should have gained votes because Fauci was there. If he'd gone another route, that would have definitely lost any Democratic thing. It also allowed the independent people to have two views rather than one, which they hate, by the way. I know, independents have always said it. If we're independent and we're in the middle, and we always give them fed with one view BS, it's really difficult. That's why I say to people, if you want a hemisync, listen to CNN and Fox News. Really, you shouldn't listen to either one of them, but you know my point, what I'm trying to make. Left and right. If you don't do left and right, you can't hemisync. You're always either going to be left-minded or right-minded.
Beware the double-minded.
Yeah. You need the hemisync. You need to take both points and go, where's the middle ground here? I don't think Brandon's doing that in this, and you guys can correct me if you feel different.
Strategy during that period of time. But Dr. Fauci should have never had the power he had.
I actually think Democrats give him way more power, to be honest, than what's his name, and he gained his power. He earned it.
He did, yeah.
Whether he was incorrect or not, he earned his power, and you don't get to say because he has a different view from me, he doesn't get to say anything. Now who's doing the silencing? Now who's shutting people down? Now who's saying you don't get to have your say? The Democrats don't get to say what they want to say. The Republicans do. It's our time. In a national emergency, when a president acts like that, he would have lost my vote. If Trump had not put Fauci or someone with more of anybody coming up there with a liberal point of view as a thing in a national emergency where you need to unify a country, to me, doesn't know how to unify a country and would have lost my vote. Even though I don't get one. But I don't think my vote counts, but you know what I mean, don't know. But that's it. I wouldn't have respected him. So Brandon obviously feels a different way. He feels he should have just gone balls to the Democrats, just shut up, Carl.
And you know, Donald Trump said, I left it up to the governors. Well, kind of. The 2 weeks or so the spread thing came from the federal government. A strong recommendation when everybody's looking at you to give us the answers.
A strong recommendation. So? That's good, right? Strong recommendations? Better than strong orders, right? Let me ask you, is a strong recommendation better than a strong mandate?
Got more free will.
You still have free will. It's a recommendation. He just said himself. I don't. What? Do you know? I'll have to pull up the word recommendation.
Lost definitions of these words.
Yeah, if you lost what's the definition of recommendations, Brandon? Just tell everybody that, and then maybe they'll go, "What are you talking about then?"
Yeah.
I'm gonna have a look at that as well. Am I just getting that wrong? I'll relook at that, guys, later.
And then he said, well, you know, Florida was shut down. It's like, come on, man. We all know that everything's shut down. But we know that a lot of places opened up and had a lot more freedoms. So don't bring up Florida in this because you're mad at Ron DeSantis. Just be honest about your affairs. Florida had a period of time where it was shut down, but Florida released the shutdown and was one of the most open states.
So his point was that even Florida, who was one of the most open states, shut down at the beginning for uncertainty and getting things and making sure they got things correct. And in the beginning, he had to do the same sort of thing. But just now, when they put a 2-week recommendation in, apparently that was a bad thing right at the beginning, a 2-week recommendation at the beginning. And Florida shut down for a few weeks, maybe, I don't know, for a little bit. But that was a good... the math isn't working. He's doing one set of math for one for another. It's almost like he is pushing for Ron and going against Trump just in this. I don't believe he's doing that overall. I think it's just for this episode. It feels forced to me. It feels so forced, and there's not enough there to justify what he's saying. And he isn't backing things up with theories and why he believes that. He's just saying it out of his emotions. That's a horrific picture I posted him on.
I know, I was just about to say, look at that pose, boy.
Sorry, Brandon. In fact, that might be my thumbnail post. Just to make sure, and with the tuck badge on it. We'll start doing thumbnails as well soon, guys. Funny ones, comical ones. But we try when people. I'm going to also open up for people to tell us what they think about thumbnails, so we can get it right, because I don't want to cross too many lines.
Yeah.
You got what's his name? Married to the Man. What's his name? Don Lemon was in Florida. AOC was in Florida. All these politicians were in Florida because it was open. It was free. They unmasked the schools, the kids.
Which is Florida's options. Not Trump's. Why
is he blaming Trump?
Can someone tell me why this has anything to do with Trump? I don't get it.
You know, there was a point in time where it was shut down just like everywhere else, even Arizona. But we opened up. We were freer than a lot of these other places. So don't pull that.
What was he pulling? I don't get it. All he said was that I left it to the governors.
Yeah.
And then, you know, he's mentioning that even Ron DeSantis was shut down. He's taking it in bad faith, like he's trying to dig at him, rather than he's just saying that even what are you going to Ron? I can't
Ron
do Trump.
DeSanctimonious.
I wouldn't call Ron DeSanctimonious, but obviously they're playing a game at the moment, and him and Trump are bucking heads.
So great popcorn that day, boy.
So my whole premise.
The first day Trump goes to the actual debates.
God,
My God, that's going live. That is.
So making this video is that I want to point out that Donald Trump needs to change his argument on these things. It's okay to be wrong. It's okay to do a do-over. Megyn Kelly.
That's true. It is okay to be incorrect, and it's okay to have a do-over. But Megyn Kelly asked him a loaded question about hindsight. And in hindsight, asking a president about hindsight, he's running for presidency again. You're asking him to show weakness and incompetency in his choices. Oh yeah, I shouldn't have done that. You're looking for weaknesses. But that wasn't a weakness. And the way you're looking at it is, you know, further on down the line where it all went wrong and the Democrats gave him so much power and all this stuff happened. Well, now we hate him so much. And it's like, well, we hated him when he was in power there. But, well, not we, I'm saying people did. It's like, yeah, but not everybody did. Even Democrats started to hate him after a while, I suppose. Well, according to everything, anyway.
Do him a softball to say, look, would you want to do this over? You should say, yeah, you know what, I would have done it over. And people they love to hear him say that. They don't want to see him.
I would have said I've done all the same things again. Unless I had hindsight.
Yeah.
If I was there looking at the future, I'd be going, oh no, I wouldn't. Now I know everything. I'd do it all myself. The question is so biased, loaded, and narcissistic. It's unbelievable. It's aimed to get you in trouble. And people like Trump are like, I'm not answering that the way. They're not stupid. I would ask stupid questions like that just to wind people up. This is horrific questions. It's designed to trigger. Oh, guys, I wish you could see what I saw.
Jump around, beat around the bush, and make up stuff. They want to hear him say, "I love to do it over again. The dude tricked me. It'll never happen again. I'm never going for it again. We ruined, this ruined a lot of our country, and I take responsibility."
But the dude didn't trick him. He even said he disagreed with him so many times. How can you say in one hand, Trump disagreed with him all these times and everything, he kept disagreeing with him, and then say, oh yeah, but I'll let him trick me? Does that make sense to you?
No, not at all.
Guys, help us. How does that make sense? What is he really saying? What's Brandon saying? Look, if you're a Brandon lover and you agree with him on his point, yeah, help us. We love Brandon also. Explain to us. You don't have to be a twit about it, but just tell us, yo, Carl, he's seeing this, bro. You're not seeing this. And I'll be, oh, all right, bro. Because I don't always see things, but this is really difficult. And you said you're not seeing it either.
It's not the Brandon I know, no.
No.
For it, and I would never have a person in place like that in positions of power.
If I remember, he just keeps going on about this.
He does. I think he repeats.
He just keeps repeating, really. And but he does. I will point this out because we haven't run at the end. Right at the end, he does say, he said, for all the people in the back sniffing, he said, or something like that. Is that right?
I don't know.
He does. He says, all the people at the back sniffing or something. I thought, what? On crack, is it?
No, probably, yeah.
On crack or something like that.
Brandon
Brandon says something like that, and it's like really, what do you call it?
On crack, I should imagine.
Yeah. I know. Now, for them words we just say, guys, we'll be bleeping out. If people want to know what we actually said, just message us and prove your age.
Yeah.
Right? But he says that, not us. We're quoting him. Just watch the rest of it. We always advise you, go over to the Officer Tatum guys, watch his stuff. We love his stuff. We get a lot of stuff in there. And even if you don't, it gives you an insight of what the Republicans and the right, as you call them, are thinking. So that's a good idea for you.
Yeah.
I think we should leave it there now, babe, and let people know. Oh yeah, Brandon. The finish of Brandon was he still loves Trump and he's going to vote for him and everything. He just thinks he's incorrect in this idea. I don't, and I don't truly think he does. If I was to explain things in a certain way, I think he saw something. He said, "This is an opportunity for me to show people I am not just going to agree with everything Trump says," and has done that. So he has still managed to maintain that. He still managed to speak out against Trump with something he thought was incorrect. But I just think Brandon's not looking at it correctly and he's incorrect and needs to relook at that. Right, babe. Go for it. Anything you want to add? I'll wrap it up. To say, what do you think overall?
I just hope that guy is tired. Because that's not the Brandon I know.
What would you say with the points we raised? Do you think Brandon's just missing some stuff?
Yeah, I think we raised a lot of points there. And
What do you think? Do you think he was... Do you think he should look back at his choices of Fauci and say, I shouldn't have done that? Do you think he's okay to look at the choices... No, Trump now, to look at the choices and say, no, I put him in power for X, Y, and Z. They were still great choices. If I hadn't, it would have been a lot worse.
Yeah.
Do you agree with that?
Yeah, completely.
And do you think Trump supporters should reach out to Brandon and tell him that he's absolutely incorrect here and he's going to put the poison seed in people's minds that shouldn't be there?
Yeah.
He's actually supporting something that shouldn't be true.
And I mean, he's a big influencer on you as well, isn't he? So he's going to impact a lot of people with the words that he's saying in this episode in particular. So, yeah.
Was it?
I just hope
2.65 million subscribers. That's a lot, Brandon. Well done, bro. That's a huge achievement, and we're one of those, okay? But, brother, we don't agree with you on this one. Much love.
Oh, sorry.
Wirgo Warriors.
Harmony.